Hello, Cappies. How are we doing, Caps? Are you happy? I don't know if you're happy. I don't know if you're a little bit stressed from the stuff that I've been getting for you. I'm recording this on the Monday the something of October, and it's going up on Thursday the 4th of November. So we'll see what we get here. I was shown Donkey Kong for you. You know, the old arcade game Donkey Kong. They're really focusing on Donkey Kong, on the ape, right at the top of the ladders. I don't know if you're Donkey Kong and you're like throwing down barrels, trying to defend yourself, trying to defend your position at the top. It sounds like a Cappy thing to do. A little bit stressed, maybe getting a little bit furious about that. You know, throwing barrels faster and faster and faster. You know, trying to knock down the guy at the bottom who's trying to come up and steal your girl, Mr. Steal Your Girl. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you're the monkey or if you feel like you're Mario at the bottom trying to climb up these ladders, and this bloody monkey keeps trying to, this ape keeps trying to like throw barrels down and knock you down. Or maybe you're the princess waiting to be rescued, right? It's infuriating though, because every time Mario gets to the top, Donkey Kong, he grabs the princess and takes her up another level, and he's like, every time I think I've won the princess, it's like she's taken from me. I don't know if there's something like that going on for you. The main message I'm getting with it is something to do with like the different levels, right? And getting to a higher level, sort of like taking the higher ground. Maybe you're taking the high ground in a situation, and maybe you've got to feel like you've got to defend yourself somehow, so you're taking the high ground. Maybe I don't know, are you trying to knock other people down? It's interesting. I don't know if you're a Sagittarius cusp or you're dealing with a Sagittarius, but Sagittarius had this tub thumping thing. I get knocked down and I get up again, and you ain't ever going to keep me down. It's like, I'm going to keep trying here. And every time you throw a barrel at me, it just makes me stronger, right? It makes me jump that little bit higher. What's that? Makes me a fighter. They had that as well as Sagittarius. So watch out if you're dealing with a Saggy. I don't think you're going to be able to knock them down easily. They're pretty persistent. So there's something about having to stay up high or climb to higher ground, or it's like the original image that they showed me, you know, the barrels that fall down. I think they kind of roll off the edge of the screen eventually, but the way they were showing it me, it was like these barrels were just like collecting more and more at the bottom. So it's like you really don't want to be down on those lower levels, because that's where all the drama is. So it was kind of saying to me, take the high ground in terms of like, be above the drama, don't get involved, you know, just stay clear of it, right? Get higher, go higher. So maybe talking about being high vibrational, not getting involved. I channeled Purge the Poison by Marina and the Diamonds for you. I won't try and sing it, Purge the Poison. I don't know if you are, maybe you're having a cleanse. I'm drinking green tea again. I think I had this in your last reading too, because I used to always have coffee with Cappy, and recently I've been trying to drink less coffee and trying to cleanse, you know. So this is green tea with orange and honey. That I'm drinking today. So maybe you are having a bit of a detox, maybe you are getting some kind of poisons out of your system. Now this could also talk about energy, you know, if you've got toxic people in your environment, maybe you're dealing with somebody who's a bit of a Donkey Kong, you know, you're trying to cleanse your space, your aura, you know, taking the toxicity out of your environment, out of your body, really purifying, right, yourself and the situation. I feel like some of you could have been going through this kind of purification process of the soul, perhaps, again with that whole Pluto going backwards in your chart, teaching you those lessons, going down, doing that shadow work. The more you've done, the better position you'll be in, I think, going forward, especially if you are facing some sort of challenges. Like, have you grown? Have you done that shadow work? Are you a better person now than you were before? Some of you, I feel, with this defensive energy, it could be that something from the past that perhaps you didn't have the best character at some point, and perhaps you made some sort of mistake and it's come back to haunt you. I feel like it's almost this feeling of like, just when I thought I was getting back on track, just when I thought my life was going in the right direction, just when I thought I'd really done the shadow work and I'd actually feel like I'd become a better person, you know, I'd beat some kind of devil within, I'd got rid of some kind of addiction that I had, just when I thought that I'd finally done it and I was finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, because you are, right? Pluto's going forward now, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, but it's like that final battle or that final showdown, I feel, where it's it's like you really now have to face some sort of inner demon, right? You have to, it's like the big boss battle, right? It's the boss fight for you, I feel, where it's like you have to kind of really face the biggest fear, and perhaps the biggest fear is in relation to something you have a lot of guilt about, or something that you did perhaps when you were younger, when you had a lot more lessons to learn, right? It's sort of giving me like Knight of Wands, King of Wands energy, where the Knight of Wands is very impulsive. They do things because it feels good. They don't put a lot of thought into how this is going to affect other people. Again, going back to Sagittarius, you could be dealing with a Sagittarius. Or Aries as well. It's kind of Sagittarius Aries forming that night card. But it's like you go and you make the mistakes and you learn the tough lessons and you realise that, oh, perhaps there's a better way to behave. Perhaps I could take the higher ground here in this situation. And then you become like the King or Queen of Wands, where you're more mature, you're more in control of your own passions, right? You're just a better person. And then it's like, then something comes back to haunt you from the past and you think, oh, I really wish I hadn't done that. But if you have learned the lessons, if you're a better person now, then you're going to be okay. You're going to be able to resolve the situation. If this is you, right, it could be that you're dealing with somebody else is Donkey Kong, right? I don't know who you are in the situation. You do have, as the song that randomized for you, you've got, I have to say, I keep seeing the King and Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles has shown herself quite a few times in the pre-shuffle. That's your card, Capricorn. So I want to say that you're being very, very homely, right? You're wanting to, I feel like this energy of like, you're wanting to present as the good person here. You're wanting to present as like the family man, or, you know, the good wife, or, you know, like you're almost trying to present as, yeah, it feels wrong. It feels like the glove, it doesn't fit. It feels like you're trying to present a certain version of yourself that you think society expects from you. And I don't know if it's quite, I think it is an aspect of you that is genuine. I genuinely think that you have these traditional values. But I think there's also another part of yourself that you've denied for a long time and that's kept you in shame. It's kind of giving me like Virgo Lilith energy, where it's like perhaps something that was a little bit unconventional about you, you've kind of hid it from society. Where now actually, those of you who have done the shadow work, you're incorporating that into who you are. Right, you're incorporating that side of yourself into your mainstream image, and almost using it as kind of like a unique characteristic that defines you and makes you stand out from the crowd. So some of you have defeated that inner demon and you're doing that work. Others of you, that devil's still pulling at your strings a little bit here in terms of guilt, in terms of something that you've kept hidden, in terms of something that isn't perhaps the projected image that society expects of you. Those of you who haven't incorporated your shadow side are going to struggle more going forward. So if you're still able to, I would do that while Pluto is in your chart. It's going to be in until 2022, 2023. You've got quite a while to kind of keep working with that energy. They were telling me something and I missed it. Maybe look at what your Lilith placement is, because it's where your guilt is. It's something about guilt. So they're asking, are you being authentic? It's come through for a lot of signs this week. It's like the people who are passing go, those who pass go, please collect £200. Those who pass go are the ones who are going into something with a lot of integrity and honesty about who they are, right? It's doing that soul work, which is so key to this set of readings. If you go and watch the all sign readings, especially the one that was 2 weeks ago when you get this reading, it was yesterday for me, reading in advance. This thing about authenticity is so important. And if you're not being authentic, you're not going to pass go, you're not going to go to the next level. Sounds strange. So are you being authentic? That's the big question. Caps, the song that randomized for you, and I don't know who you are in this position, Hate You, Love You by Olivia O'Brien. Here's Olivia. I don't know who Olivia is. I'm reading for somebody called Olivia. She keeps coming up, bless her. Like, hate you, love you. You want her, you need her, and I'll never be her. So, broken heart, right? It's what is it? Late at night, I watch you watch her like she's the only girl you ever see. So I don't know if this is you. You're in a situation where you're watching someone else who you're perhaps watching your partner and they're in love with somebody else, or you're watching somebody that you're in love with, but you know their eyes are completely on the partner, or you know maybe you're the person here who's someone's in love with you but you're in love with somebody else. It's like love triangle energy, right? I hate you, I love you, I don't want to. Yeah, it's a sticky situation, it feels like, if that's your reading. I do recommend you go and listen to that song because it's a gorgeous song. I don't know what I'm going to get for you today. Oh, another thing I saw as well for you. It was like a card. So like this kind of shaped card, a little bit bigger. I want to say it was more like this kind of size. And it was like a dusky pink. And it had all these little figures on it of like people dancing, I want to say. But I think most of the figures were kind of like slightly in conflict, and they were kind of like pinky reddy colours. So and there was one couple, they were about, sort of on the card, there was a couple about here, but they were dressed in white and they were dancing. And so it's like, all they could see was each other. Like, you're the only thing, what is it? She's the only thing you'll ever see. This couple was dancing and they were completely, like, they stood out from the crowd, and they were also completely oblivious to everything that was going on around them. So I definitely feel like with that card, with that song that came through for you, there could definitely be something in there for you. Like, you've only got eyes. Now they're giving me, I only have eyes for you. You do tend to sometimes get these old, you sometimes get like either cheesy 90s pop music or like these old crooner songs. I always seem to get for you, Caps. Right, I'm a little bit scattered. Let me just sorry, stop jumping over those barrels that Donkey Kong is throwing at me for a second and regain my composure. Maybe drink some green tea, right? Oh, you do have, they're showing me, they're actually showing me this. They're showing me my ephemeris. So you've got Venus going into your sign on Saturday. So you could definitely be feeling a lot more loved up for the rest of the month. So from Saturday onwards, when Venus goes into your sign, I think you could definitely get into your feelings, Cappy. So look forward to that and enjoy it, you know. You know, love is love. And it's worth indulging those feelings even if you don't act on them, I think. Love is the best thing you could possibly feel. So what do we have, please, for my lovely, are you going through a dry spell, babes? The Desert and the Poet. All alone I watch you watch her, like she's the only thing you ever see. The drought, the wasteland, the badlands. The desert leaves us disorientated, desperate for direction, grasping for meaning, longing for solid ground. For endless miles we are confronted with a lack of clarity and existential dread. We are thirsty, hungry, pleading with life to get back to normal, to become animated by the simple pleasantries of the day-to-day life. The desert offers no such comfort, and all must pass through it. If you can embrace the discomfort of the desert, knowing you will someday reach water again, you can tap into the potent energy of the landscape. Sorry, I just ate mushrooms. My mouth was getting a bit dry because I just ate too many mushrooms with soy sauce on, so very salty, right? So my mouth's a bit dry. Talking about the desert. maybe we all just need to have a sip of our beverages right now. Hang on. Or maybe some of you are, I was talking about releasing the toxicity. It could be that some of you are detoxing in terms of like giving up alcohol or something like that, right? It's like it's dry. So they were drawing my attention to the mushrooms that I was eating, and then they were showing me Toadstool, is he called, from Mario. So this is the Mario character. Its lights are blindingly bright, and its darks are terrifyingly deep, which makes for unbridled creativity and clairvoyant visions. Truth resides in the desert that otherwise remains hidden. The crows, the shadows, and the coyotes' call surround you. Let the excuse me, the winds and sands work their deep magic, weary traveller. Makes me think of like, don't people do that? Or isn't it some kind of like ancient custom where people people go and wander around in the desert and see visions, and then they come back and they're like a changed person. I don't know if you've gone what? Oh, ugh, why can't I speak all of a sudden? I don't know if you've gone on one of those kind of retreats. I don't think I recommend it. It sounds a bit dangerous, but I don't know if you've gone on one of those retreats where it's like you go and, is it ayahuasca? I don't know. I always say the wrong thing. Where you go and like take something trippy and go and have an adventure in the desert and then come back a changed person. I don't know if that's something that you've actually done. I know that you can go on those kind of like holidays and have those kind of experiences. But it is just talking to me generally about the shadow work that Capricorn's been doing lately, where they've been doing that deep shadow work, doing that inner journey, defeating the inner demons, right? Having some kind of revelation and then coming back up again. So it feels like I feel like you're almost there. You're coming out of this, I feel. Let the winds and sands work their deep magic, weary traveller. When light, surreal, strange, unexpected visions and silence. When dark, drying, deadening, disorientating and isolating. When in the throes of the desert, contemplate the following. You are not alone. You are not alone. You have more supplies with you. You have more supplies with you than you think. Water is very near. Whose reading was I talking about this? I did a reading, I think it was one of the Tell Me Anything readings for all signs, where I was saying about how Africa, the Sahara Desert used to be a tropical jungle, I think, like a rainforest. And so there was a guy who was planting trees along the desert to kind of recover the landscape, right, to give the landscape an opportunity to grow. And there was this thing about like dead land, like land that couldn't be used. It was toxic land, and planting mushrooms in it because the mycelium would actually clear out the toxins from the land. So there's definitely something about a landscape for you. It could be landscape gardening or something about a landscape or a property, or they've shown me like a septic tank or something. Like there's something where like there's literally toxic land, and you're doing something where you're planting something in it that's going to actually absorb the toxins, and it's going to make the land usable, or there's like a specific plant that you can grow on a specific type of land. So there's like, it could be metaphorical. I can't remember which reading it was now, but it could be metaphorical, like a dry landscape where nothing could grow, but you've seen some kind of potential of something that can grow in it. The desert is alive and pulsating with energy despite its desolate appearance. Turn towards it rather than away from it. So I'm getting this energy of like maybe there's something you've overlooked, or maybe there's something... It could be a person you've overlooked with that song, where it's like there's like untapped potential or something. There's something where there's potential where no one else sees the potential. I can't remember which reading that was, but it definitely came out in one of my Tell Me Anything readings this last week. What else, please, for Capricorn? The wolf. Hungry like the wolf. I sang that really badly and out of tune. Are you hungry like the wolf? Oh, and the vulture. I mean, it was talking about coyotes, right? These are definitely like desert animals, right? There's like... it's a wolf, but I'm seeing it as like a coyote, and then the vulture. And the poet. So yeah, it was talking about like creativity. Oh, shapeshifter as well there. Like the creativity of the dry landscape, the seeing visions, like hallucinations. I've been getting this thing about breaking the vision, breaking the illusion through as well, if you want to go back and look at the other signs. Breaking the illusion of like a mirage, right? It's like a mirage. It's an oasis in the desert, and you go to it and it's just dry sand. So I think you had this, didn't you? You and Cancer the other week, where it's like you were trying to hold something, it was slipping through your fingers. It came through as sand at one point. It's like it couldn't be held. So I want to say it's like somebody is... There's some kind of image of love where there's no love, right? There's some kind of image of emotions where there's no emotions. because the oasis is the water in the desert. So it's like you're seeking this nourishment, you're seeking this oasis in the desert, but it's not there. You're trapped in some kind of illusion. So what's the wolf? Girl, do you want me? Give me a sign. Guardian of family and tribe, activism and ritual, the wolf's mission is to uphold the well-being and longevity of the pack. Healthy wolf energy expresses itself through activism, mentorship, humanitarian efforts or teaching, religious or political studies. The wolf gets into trouble when it assumes every member of the tribe must follow suit. This includes children walking in their parents' footsteps. How often do you get that, Capricorn? Every reading. This includes children walking in their parents' footsteps. Although it will surely be uncomfortable at first, practicing tolerance helps balance out agitated wolf energy. Contemplate the following. Embrace all and exclude none. When in balance, reliable, democratic and fearless. When out of balance, judgmental and dominating. Bring into balance, practice letting go. So it's kind of talking to me about like ancestry and stuff as well. Like it's kind of like, I don't want to say too much about a culture that I'm not that well read up on, you know, but I'll just tell you what they're showing me. They're showing me there's an episode of The Simpsons, right, where they go to a casino in the desert and it's run by Native Americans, and like that's kind of what they're giving me. They're kind of giving me like the Native American tribes like smoking something and, you know, go like having this ancestral custom where it's like the teenage boys go out into the desert and they have some kind of like weird experience and come back again. Now I'm not recommending anyone do that because, like I say, I think that's kind of dangerous, but that's what's coming through. Like wolf pack as well, it kind of giving me like I don't know, it's giving me like Vegas. It could be like a, you know, like a stag do or something. Like a stag do, and, you know, maybe somebody went on a stag do and did something that they're ashamed of. You know, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, that kind of energy. There's something weird about this reading. All right, what else, please? Like maybe that's, you know, like when people tie up the groom, like they tie them, like they strip him naked and tie him up and leave him in the desert, and it's like, haha, are you gonna make it back to your wedding day? Like, oh, boy pranks. Oh, I'm not amused. I'm sorry. I just think I don't think it's funny. I don't think you should treat your friends like that, quite frankly. And if you've got friends like that, are they really your friends? You know, I don't know. Guy stuff. Like maybe there'd be a prank to make them think that you'd leave them there, but to actually leave them there is a different thing. 10 of materials. So this is talking about what you're trying to grow, right? What you're trying to achieve, what you're trying to grow here. You know, the pack, the family, the community, the supportive network around you. Now this could be in business, it could be your home life. The 10 of materials is very much an aim for Capricorn energy. So I'm not saying this is you, by the way, Capricorn. This could be like somebody around you that you're dealing with. I don't know what that is, right? It's a bit different threads coming through that I'm just pulling on here. So wherever you are, whether this is something in your past, whether this is somebody you've been dealing with, I think you want stability, right? You want firm foundations. You want to be in a setting that can grow, where there's a lot of prosperity, where there's a lot of nourishment, where people support each other. Like 10 of Pentacles is like Capricorn, like aim. And notice the difference here. Notice the difference of this landscape, like praying in this dry landscape where there's nothing but illusion. And then this place where actually there's a huge community of supportive people here. Like look at the support here. These people are all supporting each other and they're working together, and then they've got this growth and abundance. You know, like this is not a dry landscape. So Oh my, whoa, Caps. This is the, honestly, you might have had some kind of weird spiritual experience here. You might have had some kind of like life-altering spiritual experience. Because this is basically the God card. The Hierophant, that is spiritual, like, it's kind of by the book spirituality. So it's not like the High Priestess, which is more intuitive. I know what I believe because I intuitively know this is right for me. The Hierophant is more like prescribed religion. It's more like the Bible or the Quran, or, you know, it's like the rule book of the soul, you know, what we're told to believe. So it can represent as well things like government or society, or the structures that create guidelines to keep us all in this energy, right? There's a reason why the Hierophant, it's in the upright as well, so it's positive. It's not in the reverse, which would tell me more about corruption. In the upright, the Hierophant is, we need the rule book. I like the rule book because the rule book like gets us all to work together so that we can build together and cooperate, right? It keeps us all on the same page, like the Ten Commandments, right? If we were all lone wolves, like going out and doing our own thing, then society would fall apart. You know, that's what you see, right? When there's an apocalypse, everybody's kind of out for themselves. So you need the community, you need the collaboration, you need the rule book, you need to know where everybody stands. And it could be that the rule book is changing for you. With the World card followed by the Hierophant, the world is higher knowledge, it's the completion of a cycle, it's the completion of a phase in your life. It's moving on to something new because you've wrapped everything up, you've learned everything that you could in the past situation. It could also talk about global travel, maybe literally you're moving from a very dry place like somewhere like Nevada. I thought I said Nirvana then. Like Nevada to a Nirvana, right? You're moving from Nevada to Nirvana, right? So, because you've learned everything you can in that desert. The World card with the Hierophant card, with the World card talking about completing a cycle of learning something, and the Hierophant card being like higher learning, higher education, higher knowledge. So it can talk about universities. Somebody could be graduating from university here. Somebody could have completed a phase of higher learning in some kind of way. But I do feel like there is some kind of like these two cards together. That's very big energy. That is like sorry, they're making a joke about somebody having a big head, like a head full of knowledge, but they've got a big head, and it's like toppling around. It's like, you know, like bobbleheads or those pop figures. It's like somebody's got a really big head. So they could be talking about your ego, right? It's like you've got so much knowledge, like it's gone to your head. I think they're just making a joke. But yeah, really, really good energy there. So definitely, and this person is kind of in, it's like they've gone into the desert, they've gone and had this experience, they've gone and found, you know, like in Wayne's World, like where he goes to the desert and he's talking to that Native American guide, and he's like, if you build it, they will come. It's like you've had one of these moments, you've had some kind of vision, a dream, an experience, something. It's like getting it's gone to your head, or like you can't get it out of your head. Now I'm getting Kylie. Can't get you out of my head. Boy, your love is all I think about. Right, let's read what those cards say. I'm a bit scattered. It's kind of excited, scattered energy, which doesn't feel very Capricorn. It's like Capricorn, but things are a bit turbulent. Capricorn's excited for something, but they're also trying to deal with something else over here. It's like, it's this kind of nervous energy that's coming through. So, world, cosmos, completion, success, attainment, celebration, full circle joy, ending of a cycle, ascension, tying up loose ends, travel plans, a reminder to follow through. Prompt, vibrational attainment. She remembers the little girl she used to be, jumping off the cliff. Scorpio had cliff. Jumping off the cliff and into these unknown waters of divine magic. And now she lives here, totally at home in this ocean of creation. And she rises out of her vast universe with the world in her hands, and everything is coming to completion. All of the energy is culminating into exciting new endings of success and joy. They give me comfort and joy, good tidings of comfort and joy. She smiles because the closure of fruition is sweet. You've made it. Celebrate. The cycle ends, the circle closes. She asks you to enjoy this can't speak again. I think you're excited, right? It's coming through as excited and like stumbling over my words. She asks you to enjoy this. Maybe slow down, Caps. Maybe slow down. Like, right, hang on. Let's have some green tea. She asks you to enjoy this coming chapter and to witness your success that is on the way. Soon you will prepare to be the fool once more, poised for another new ocean of possibility. But first, a moment to breathe and to enjoy your accomplishments. You deserve this success. I mean, if you've done that shadow work, if you're one of the ones that has been through that desert, you know, going down into the underworld, going deep into your own inner cave, you know, as a metaphor for those of you who did the shadow work and faced your inner demons, then absolutely you're going to have success and you're going to be celebrated, right? You're climbing those ladders, you're climbing the Donkey Kong ladders, okay? Just don't let it go to your head. I am getting, it could be like an ego trip for you, right? Very excited, maybe going a little bit too fast. I want to say just slow down a little bit, because when you're too excited, I feel like that's when you're going to make mistakes. I'm getting Virgo energy. It's like the nervousness of Virgo energy. So just slow down, take it steady, ease into this new phase. You don't have to go too fast, all right? All right? In wholeness rise now, bright above, the cusp of joy surrounds, sweet full circle of paths fulfilled, ascendance skips and bounds. The Hierophant, a spiritual teacher, finding the guru within, failing or outdated systems, crumbling institutions or beliefs, newfound faith, shiny and hollow things, a spiritual journey, institutionalized kindness. The tiny traveller, it's giving me tiny dancer, tiny dancer in my hand, right? Elton John, it's still playing. Ballerina. Okay. The tiny traveller has journeyed so far to be here in this place, with this muse of perfection and light, and when she finally arrives at the foot of this oracle, she hopes that her guru will see her and gift her a slice of wisdom as a result of her unwavering faith. Wanting to make sure she performs the ritual perfectly, she starts a small fire to warm her soul and begins to craft her devotional lantern, as most do when they arrive to this place. I mean, if people are doing this to you, right, then no wonder you've got a big head. As she works, they're telling me humble and kind. That's a Tim McGraw song? Be humble and kind. As she works, a voice floods her awareness. Sweet soul, thank you for visiting me. I ask you to look at the form in front of you. Are you worshipping me for the way I look? Or are you worshipping me for the way I act? Or do we worship the same? Aren't we the same, you and I? The muse winks and continues. And therein lies the secret, beautiful heart. I see you. I see your profound inner wisdom, and I see that now is the time to lead yourself in service. Dear teacher, sacred mentor, dear loving leader guide, dear leader, making me think of, there's a YouTuber who plays computer games called Call Me Kevin, and he's got this alter ego character, and he's like a cult leader, right? And I can't think of his name at the moment. I can see him. I can see this character. Jim Pickens. And he's always saying, dear leader. I don't know why that's coming through. I am deeply grateful for your heart. Untethered net cast wide. Untethered net cast wide. Well, this is taking a weird turn. Like, are you the person in the desert seeking this, like, higher being who's going to guide you spiritually and give you this, like, profound knowledge? Or are you the person who people are coming to see, to get knowledge from? Feels like you're probably the person who people are coming to get knowledge from, right? Capricorn, you're probably quite knowledgeable and quite skilled. So don't get too big ahead from that. Okay, what else do we have for you? So tell me what's been learned. Tell me, no, actually, just the tower moment. The tower moment. Okay. Anything else for Capricorn, please, from this deck? No, that's all you're getting. Queen of Wands. Hey, that is Sagittarius. Sexy, sexy Sagittarius. They have that as well in their reading. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger is what I'm hearing from that, especially with that Sagittarian energy. I get knocked down, but I get up again, right? learning that what doesn't kill us makes us stronger, learning that everything happens for a reason, and what looks like the destruction, what looks like the end, is actually an upliftment. I'm hearing it's actually something that's here to serve you, to help you raise your vibration, because it teaches you what didn't work for you, it teaches you what was wrong, and allows you the opportunity to put it right, is how I'm hearing that. So you've gaining some sort of knowledge about how to deal with tower moments, or why a tower moment is happening or will happen or has happened. Tell me about the world and cosmos for Capricorn. Knight of Wands. Yeah, you're completing this cycle where you've been in this wounded warrior energy for quite some time. If you are Sagittarius, if you're Sagittarius Capricorn cusp, then I absolutely recommend you go and watch Sagi's reading as well, because or maybe if you're Capricorn but you've got a strong Sag in your chart, maybe Sag rising, because this is absolutely, I get knocked down but I get up again, you ain't ever going to keep me down. Mario, right? And Donkey Kong, he keeps getting knocked down by those barrels, but you one up and you get back in the game and you keep going, right? And you get better and better and better every time until you level up, right? You're learning how to level up through persistence, which absolutely, 9 of Wands energy, you've been in this energy caps for the longest time. Since I started doing readings, this has been your energy. You are absolutely emperor or empress in the making, because you're learning those lessons and you keep getting back up, right? Every time they not keep down, they get you back, you get back up. They're giving me sorry, I couldn't get that out because they were giving me something else overlaying it. Every time I get out, they suck me back in. What's that? Yeah. So this is completing this cycle where you've been in this wounded warrior energy, where you've been this it's like an almost like victim mentality. You're getting over it. You're not seeing yourself as a victim anymore. Yeah, those things that knocked you down, perhaps you had a victim mentality about it. Perhaps you were like, oh, woe is me, why does it always rain on me? Is it because I lied when I was 17? And is it because I went and killed that hooker in Vegas? No, I'm joking. Is it because I did that awful thing, right, in the past? But you've grown from it, you've learned from it, you've dealt with the karma. I feel like you've been dealing with karma, right? You've been dealing with the fallout from some kind of bad behavior of the past, which came from a low vibrational place, probably because you were scared, or probably because you had something in you about yourself that you couldn't face, right? Something in you, it could have been like abandonment issues, victim mentality, codependency, all sorts of things. There was something that you refused to look at, that you refused to take the blame for, and I think a while ago, like you faced that, right? You faced that guilt, you owned up to your mistakes, and then you've been fixing them. You've been righting your wrongs, right? You've been fixing your mistakes. And I think sometimes you do have a moment of fear and panic where it throws you back into that old cycle where you put up that, the facade of yourself that is a protective facade that says, I'm one of the sheep. I'm not one of the wolves. I'm one of the sheep, right? I'm what's expected of me. I'm following the rules here. I'm doing what the herd is doing. You panic and you kind of like go overboard in that kind of look at me, I'm the perfect father, mother, boss, like I'm doing everything I'm meant to be doing. That's fear and that's panic, and that's just you learning how to let go of worrying about what people think of you and worrying about other people's expectations of you, right? There's a panic, it's a defense mechanism. So you're definitely coming into terms with, you're kind of in the final throes, as I can say, it's like the boss battle, the final throes of wrestling with some kind of inner demon within yourself, where you're owning up to some part of yourself where you're not seeing yourself as a victim anymore, but you're understanding that things happen for a reason. You're understanding that you've learnt lessons from everything that's happened to you in your life. And it's almost like that Christina Aguilera song that came through for Sagittarius, where it's like, thank you for making me that bit harder. Thank you for making me tougher. Thank you for making me a fighter, because, I'm strong now. And maybe I wasn't before. Maybe I was a sheep before. Maybe I was weak. But now I'm a wolf. Right? It's like badass. Yeah, so if you're not Sagittarius, I think you can probably learn from Sagittarian energy there. What about the Hierophant? What about the Hierophant for Capricorn? Secrets knowledge for secret people. the King of Swords, and looks like the Eight of Wands, if I can get it out. You are taking somebody in connection to this Hierophant card. Now, it could be you. Yeah, look at that Ten of Swords. You're cutting something out. You're taking action. You're taking ownership. You're seeing things clearly. You're being honest. You're being upfront. Caps, my video cut out. I'm so frustrated. Basically, what you're getting is make a clean break here from the past. So I can see that you're closing out some sort of cycle, because you've even got Judgment here as well. So I feel like for a lot of you, with this kind of Page of Wands energy, Seven of Pentacles, success, I feel like you've had a lot of success in something, in a phase that you've already been in. I feel like you've been dealing with some kind of karma from the past with this Nine of Wands energy. It's like you've been cleaning something up from the past. You've been fixing mistakes or dealing with the fallout from some kind of behaviour that I think you feel a little bit ashamed about from the past. So you are a different person now. I want to say that you are, it's almost, they were giving me the metaphor, and you get this a lot with like stuff with the heart. So I don't know whether somebody has had like a near-death experience, or they're giving me, you know, the paddles to bring someone back to life. I don't know if somebody's had kind of like a brush with death, where it's like, it feels like you've had a complete change, like you are not who you used to be, right? So even if you haven't had literally a brush with death or something, because this can be a surgeon as well, it's like you faced death, right? We've been talking about this, about facing your fears, or even facing, like, you know, the devil inside, like doing that shadow work. But you've absolutely faced, it's like you faced your own destruction here, and you survived it. You were given a reprieve, you were given a second chance. And it's like you're going into this new life now with the Judgment here. It's like what's dead has to stay dead, right? So it's like an old part of yourself, an old way you used to behave, an old concept that you had about yourself. I'm just hearing changed man. I don't know if you're a man or a woman, but that's what I'm hearing. It's a phrase, right? But it's like you've completely changed. You're not the same. So you need to make this swift cut, right? This swift break from the past cycle, so that you can go into whatever the new phase is very, very clean and fresh, right? Very kind of like there's nothing tying you back from the past. There's no like paperwork that you need to continue to file, or there's nothing where it's like, oh, I have to just ring my bank and get that money transferred, or I have to like deal with these people from the past situation. You want to have a clean break. You want to be completely free from that past situation. You want to really close out this cycle so that you can go on to this new thing. And it could be, I get like big fish in a small pond for you a lot, so it could be to do with work. You know, maybe you learn everything that you could possibly learn in that career. You reach the top of the ladder and there was nowhere else to go. You hit glass ceiling, but you want to level up, right? You want to Donkey Kong this. So you want to go to the next level. So you have to start back at the bottom, which is what this Page of Wands energy is. But it's exciting, it's new and fresh. So it's like going into something with a lot to learn, going into something enthusiastic to learn and experience and build new skills and have different experiences. It's something that's sorry, I was just getting something else there that's like could apply to somebody. So I was just kind of distracted. So yeah, it could be that you are perhaps traveling from one place to another to take advantage of some kind of new opportunity. But it's exciting, it's fun, right? You're enthusiastic about this, and you want to jump into it with both feet, right? You really want to like get stuck straight into what this new thing is. It's like, you know, you're going to put all your attention into it. So you want to make sure that there's nothing from the past cycle that's kind of like clinging onto your energy and trying to like pull your attention back. So you're making a clean break. It could come in as a bit of a shock to the people around you, but you are absolutely going forward into this. It could be some sort of new investment. The Four of Pentacles can talk about saving money. So it's like you've been saving money. I'm hearing this has been the plan all along. So you've had an element of success. People could be cheering you on. You're having this second chance, this second life, saving money. preparing, getting everything ready to go and have these new experiences, and you're ready to put a lot of hard work and effort into this. I feel like I want to get one more card. Having the strength to face this tower moment, it is like that I get knocked down and I get up again, but you ain't ever going to keep me down energy that came through for Sagittarius's reading. What doesn't kill me makes me stronger. I'm a fighter, I'm a survivor. You're not going to break me. Thank you for making me a fighter. You know, all those kind of songs that came through for Sagittarius. It's like it's coming in with this winner attitude. I saw, I don't think you saw it on camera, but I did see the Emperor as well here. It's like, I fought a lot of battles to be here. Now they're giving me a labyrinth. I fought my way here to the Goblin City. It's made her stronger in that film, right? So the perseverance energy, the strength, the ability to keep picking yourself up when those Donkey Kong barrels knock you down, right? You got more and more skilled. You made it to the top of the ladder, and now you're going to go up to the next level. So yeah, clean break, okay? There's a lot of potential for growth here. Can I get one more card, please? There could be some more information that you need to learn here, but you're going forward with you're going forward with your heart open. You're going forward with love to pour into this new situation, and you're going to go into a new learning cycle, right? There's definitely more to learn here. You may have a lot of options, a lot of choices. Now what is this now? You've got some fear of heartbreak. You've got some fear of making the wrong choice here. Be wary of anything where it's like you want to win at all costs. Right, now we're getting a different little story here. No, you're closing it out. Right, I see. You're closing out, right, the fear. Right, as you jump into the new situation, there's some fear that comes along. And the fear is based on making wrong choices in the past. Making wrong choices in the past that led to heartbreak, which causes you fear in the future. It could be that other people had this kind of win at all costs energy, and it kind of broke your heart that people were willing to kind of cut you off or sacrifice you so that they could win. Again, it's coming through this game playing energy that's coming through for a lot of readings at the moment. That cycle is closing out, right? You're taking swift action to cut out and close off that cycle. This energy here is the same energy that we saw here, right? Swift action to cut something out, to end a cycle, completely closed off. I do feel like you're playing your cards a little bit close to your chest here, but it's because you don't want to be hurt again. So what's actually happening here in this card is that she's picking up the swords off the battlefield in the middle of the night so that they can't be used to hurt her again the next day. So you're disarming somebody else. You're taking I'm hearing you're taking the ball into your court. You're wrapping something up. You're closing something out. You're taking swift, rapid action. You've been playing your cards close to your chest, but it's because you don't want to. It's like you're cutting out any deception, right? You want to go into this new phase with like openness and clarity. Yeah, there you go. There's the offer. There's the new phase. So you're healing from the past phases where there has been perhaps like, I'm hearing like open competition, like open conflict, everybody trying to win. There's been no collaboration, no teamwork. Everybody's been out for themselves. That's the cycle that you're closing out when you go into this new cycle, this new offer, this new opportunity, right? You're healing from the past, going into it, yeah, wanting collaboration, wanting people to work together, wanting to come together so that everybody can build together rather than being competitive. Right, yeah, so you're bringing in a new phase that's going to be much, much more healthy for everybody involved. Caps. Cappies, I want you to be happy. So go forth and conquer in the best possible way, right? Conquer for the greater good. And take care of yourselves. And leave me a like if you like, subscribe, all that business. And I will see you again soon. Bye-bye. Hello, my lovely Cappies. I forgot to get you an angel card to close out your reading, so I'm just going to do that now for you. This could represent somebody that's actually around you in the 3D environment, right? An actual person in your life who can offer you help or assistance by embodying this kind of energy for you at this time. So it may remind you of somebody who can help you, or it may actually be some kind of spirit guide or ancestor or an energy that you just want to call on to help you at this time. So however it works for you, right? So we'll see what we get. So Cappies, 4th of November, please. Thursday the 4th of November. Boom, you got the big guy, you got the boss, Archangel Michael. You've also got Goddess Kuan Yin there as well, compassion, kindness, and divine mercy. So yeah, you've got the big boss here, Archangel Michael. That's a good sign. This is an angel of protection. So yeah, if you've been a little bit nervous, a little bit scared in any sort of way, especially for loved ones, especially for children, Archangel Michael is a protector. So really, really nice energy. He also defeats the devil. So any kind of like last remaining traces of shadow work that you've got to do, definitely he can help you with that. So keywords: protection, truth, and clarity. It's reminding me of the Black Diamond, which if you watch the Tell Me Anything reading from not this, right, it's weird because it's like yesterday for me, but for you it'll be like almost 2 weeks away. So 2 Sundays back, I did a Tell Me Anything reading about this this clear diamond, which is a diamond that represents truth and clarity and being open and honest, and it coming back as this kind of like black diamond that had this kind of protective coating on it, which meant that it was protecting what's inside, and what was inside was this star. So this idea of protection is but also protection and clarity at the same time is very much represented visually for me at the moment by this black diamond energy. Protection, truth, and clarity. Archangel Michael, or Saint Michael, is one of the most well-known and revered angels. His name means he who is like God, and he is mentioned in the religious texts of Christian, Jewish, and Islamic faiths. Sorry, that was my computer in the background. He is referred to as a warrior, a leader, and a great captain. Archangel Michael is a powerful protector and is the one to call on whenever you need to feel safe, protected, or you want to muster up some courage. The Oracle. You are stronger than you know, and you have reserves of strength that you haven't even accessed yet. Whatever is going on in your life now, you have got this. Love and relationships. Have the courage to put yourself out there with the people you love. Walk away from people who do not have your best interests at heart. I have been getting that for so long for you, Caps, because you're a very abundant person. Capricorns, they tend to give a lot in relationships. You know, if you are in that Capricorn inner circle, you know, you're going to be well looked after, you know, well fed. Cappy's going to be paying the bills. You know, Caps is generous with their time, with their energy, with their things, if you're close to them. And a lot of the time that can often be exploited, or you can realize that people haven't really got your best interests at heart, but they want you for what you can give to them. And that's been coming up for a few readings recently, and it's been a little bit difficult. I've just realized I'm pressing a button on the side of my phone, but it seems to still be functioning. You've been going through this thing recently where I think you've been understanding the motivations of people a little bit better, and I think it hurt you at first, I think, to realise that people were taking advantage of you, or that they wanted to be with you because you were able to give them something. I think that really was quite hurtful to you, but it's made you stronger and it's made you wiser, right? It's made you a little bit more careful about who you give your time and energy and money and things to. So ultimately, I think it's put you in a stronger position now because you see more clearly, a lot of you. So yeah, I don't know, just throwing that out there. Have the courage to put yourself out there, haha, with the people you love. Walk away from the people who do not have your best interests at heart. Work, stand in your power. It's time to discover and activate your life purpose. Home, protect your home with the light of Michael and a good security system. Money, get some clarity on what is really going on with your finances. Knowledge is power. Embody the energy of Archangel Michael by being brave and courageous in your life and taking leaps of faith. Taking responsibility for your own energy, what you allow in and what you send out. Being clear, kind, and intentional in how you communicate. That's definitely relating back to that King of Swords energy, right? Sometimes you have to be cruel to be kind, right? Sometimes you just have to be honest. See, I'm Queen of Swords energy, I'm Libra, so to me it's like, if I'm honest with you, I respect you. If I tell you something to your face, it's because I respect you enough to do that, rather than bitching behind your back, right? It's like I'm giving you that information so you can have the opportunity to act on it or change it. And so this is you embodying that kind of energy of being very upfront about how you feel and what you want, and also like where your boundaries lie, so that other people understand that, right? And then the air is clear. You all know where you stand and you can take action to move forwards or apart or whatever. So, yeah, this is not messing people around, not like gaslighting people. And sometimes that can happen unintentionally, where it's like you're trying not to hurt someone's feelings, so you unintentionally kind of string them along because you don't want to let them down, right? But that's almost more painful. So I don't know. I think there's a lesson in there as well with that. Being kind, clear, and intentional in how you communicate. Taking the next step towards discovering and living in alignment with your life's purpose. And that's it. So, babes, you've got this. Do take care of yourselves, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye.